Stand by for my count.
Riverside's the Cougars, right? Okay.
No, Jaguars.
Jaguars? Riverside College?
Yeah, City College.
Okay. To the Jaguars.
Do you want to talk about week 1? Okay. So I'll say Edward Riantasso alongside Sean. Yada yada.
In 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Long Beach City College Vikings football. It is week 2 of the 2024 3C2A season. Tonight's matchup is between the visiting Bakersfield College Renegades and your Long Beach City College Vikings. Alongside Edward Riantasso, my name is Sean Quinn. We will be taking you through tonight's matchup. Edward, welcome to tonight, man. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, partner. Been a while.
All right, so as we get ready to start the game, Bakersfield won the coin toss. They have elected to defer to the second half. Long Beach will receive. And in an interview with Coach Peabody yesterday, he told me that should the Vikings receive the ball to start the game, that on this opening drive, we should expect a drive down the field and resulting in an opening drive touchdown for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's correct, Sean. And by the way, he mentioned it yesterday in the meeting. It sounded like a guarantee. His first agenda was that if they got the ball first, they were going to go down the field and score. They want to send a message right away to this defense, and they want their offense to get 7 right away.
Here we go. Jack Smith makes the kick, and it will go into the end zone and result in a touchback. So the Vikings will take the ball for the first time this evening at their own 25-yard line. Led out tonight by sophomore quarterback Jet Petty.
Yeah,
And
Jet Petty, last week, 16 for 30, 135 yards and a touchdown in that loss to the champion Jaguars, 44-21.
in that interview yesterday with Coach Peabody, he did say that it was a tough loss to take, but when you look at the brighter side of things, Riverside has gone to 4 straight state championships, and last year they did win. So it was a tough matchup going into the start of the new season against the defending state champions. But here we are tonight. We're ready to roll against Bakersfield. First possession, first snap. Quarterback keep, rolls to his right, and it falls incomplete.
Well, the Vikings were known as a passing offense last year, Sean, and one of the things that Coach Peabody mentioned that he wants to try to run the football, try to cut down a little bit on the passing, but they want to focus more on running the football. As last week they ran the ball for, I believe, over 100 yards in that loss to Riverside.
It was 135 rushing yards on 30 attempts with 1 rushing touchdown. As Petty will take the snap and he'll hand off to Kanye Hunter. Flag comes in on the play, and Kanye Hunter does get swallowed up by a gaggle of defenders from the Renegades. We will see what this flag is going to be. The referee tonight is Mr. Ralph Aranda. The flag came in from the umpire, Luke Davis.
Face mask, defense number 33. 15-yard penalty. Result, first down.
And you know, Bakersfield had 11 penalties last week for 116 yards in that loss to Golden West College, and right off the bat, a whole personal foul face mask gives the Vikings a fresh set of downs.
That call was against Bakersfield number 33, the defensive lineman Phoenix Tusa, the sophomore from Long Beach Poly High School, and he's playing up there in Bakersfield. So that brings the Vikings closer to midfield, puts them up to the 44-yard line. Jet Petty goes into the shotgun. He drops looking for the pass. He's got nobody, and he's going to come in, and he will be taken down at around midfield, possibly the 49. They will spot him at the 44. So he did get back to the line of scrimmage. Correction, not the 49, the 44. He did make it back to the line of scrimmage before being tackled.
It looked like he held on that ball a little bit extra, partner. He's going to have to throw that ball quickly when you go up against this front four of Bakersfield on that defensive end.
So we're setting up, the Vikings are setting up for their next play. Jet is in the backfield by himself. He's looking, throws to his right. It is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
So that was a Semaj Dunn number 1, the intended receiver. Right off his hands, could have been a first down.
Would have been, but it was in and out of his hands. Brings up 3rd and long for the Vikings.
And here's one of the big tests right here, 3rd down efficiency. Can they do it? They were 4 for 13 last week on 3rd down. One of the main factors of this game, as Coach Peabody said, this is a must-win for them in this early going to the season. Got to keep the ball going. Keep that defense on the field.
Sends the running back Hunter into motion. He will look. He's going to scramble and run up the middle. And he will get tripped up at the 48. That is where they're going to spot the ball. So it's about 4th and 5. And yes, the Vikings will send out the punt team. Led this week by your punter, John Montoya. Last week against Riverside, he had 5 punts for a total of 156 yards, 2 of which did roll inside the Riverside 10-yard line.
And Petty did a good job on that last play, getting away from the pressure. Picked up a couple yards, but was short of the first down. But good job for him to get away from that defense.
End-over-end kick. It will land at the 34 and take a roll down to the 27. So Bakersfield will send their offense out. We also have a flag that has come in late. A very late flag thrown at the 40-yard line, potentially a sideline flag. Not sure what that was for, but the flag came in very late as the teams were splitting up. And
I think that they're picking it up, but they're not calling anything. Both sides of the...
Here comes the call from the referee.
After the play, sportsmanlike conduct, turn team number 19. Half the distance to the goal, work down.
That's 2 quick penalties in the early contest.
Sportsmanlike conduct.
So the call is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on number 19, Aiden Moreno. He's the freshman safety for the Renegades. So that pushes them back an extra 15 yards. So it'll be first down for the Renegades for the first time this evening from the 15-yard line. That will also be Moreno's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game. 2 of them, as we know, does result in disqualification from the contest.
A good way to start. You're near the back of your end zone.
Got 2 15-yard penalties already within the first 5 minutes of the game. That handoff from the quarterback Malachi Statler to his running back up the middle results in a gain of about 3. Maybe actually less than that, a gain of about 1. 2nd and 9. Statler in the gun. Sends Jalen Richmond into motion. He will pass to Richmond, who will then barely catch the ball and trip under his own feet. Back for a loss of 2, taking them to the 14-yard line.
You know, it's very surprising on the play selection they're calling there. Bakersfield normally known for their running offense, and they ran it well last year against the Vikings in a close game.
We look back at Week 1 statistics for the Renegades. They scored 25 points with 249 offensive yards, 170 of which were on passing. They did have 79 rushing yards. Statler looks to pass to his left. It is picked off! Picked off by the Vikings! And they're in the red zone!
It was like Donovan Turner, number 3, make the pick. Did a great job reading the quarterback's eyes. Was right at the right place at the right time with the interception. And they got a good field position to set up for a touchdown.
What a way to start this game. The Vikings will now take over at the Bakersfield 19 for excellent field position within the red zone for the first time this evening. Flag does come in from the referee. Run still going, taken down at the 4. However, that flag could be coming back.
Looks like it was in the backfield, showing like it's going to come back on a hold on the Vikings. Very disappointing. A good play. Could have been near the goal line. Now they're going to have to go 10 yards back.
It's an illegal shift on the Vikings. That will push them back 5 yards. They will replay first down. So it will be 1st and 15 from the 24. An illegal shift. We weren't able to catch what number. Typically, an illegal shift does mean that you have more than one man in motion at the time of the snap.
You wonder if the Vikings offense is going to play their special packages that Coach Peabody mentioned to us yesterday as far as
So now, Coach Peabody taking an early timeout at 11:21 in the first quarter.
He might be coming up with that ultimate play.
We shall see. The in the interview that we had yesterday with Coach Peabody, there was a special play that the Vikings developed specifically for this week. They are calling it a 7 Wolverine, where it'll be a 5-wide set with 2 receivers, and then they will also send the running back out as a 5th receiver.
It'll be an empty backfield, like you mentioned, 3 receivers on the right side, 2 on the left, and the running back will be the option receiver to go on either side of the ball.
It doesn't look like they're going to go for that on this play.
But still waiting for that to happen, though.
We do have 2 receivers on the left. Petty fires, middle of the field. It's caught. Close to a first down, and they will give it to the Vikings.
And that's done. Second catch of the game, and good field position. Good job by
Samaj
Petty.
Dunn with his second catch of the game gets the Vikings a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Vikings are looking to punch the end zone for the first time at home this season. Petty scrambles, holds onto the ball, rolls to his left, but immediately gets tackled by Bakersfield number 12, Will Konovalov.
Petty tried to do the quarterback draw, take off running, but he ran into the defender, no yardage. Good stop there by the defense.
It results in a loss of 1, pushes them to 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. Petty with a running back on either side. Takes the snap, hands off, up the middle, still moving ball. That's a helmet that comes off. That's a Viking helmet.
Ooh, they're hitting hard down there, that's for sure.
Khalil Warren
The Renegades defensive front makes the stop.
was the running back that kept the ball for the Vikings. And Khalil had himself a good week in week 1. He is one of our players to watch in tonight's game. Petty takes the next snap. He will roll to his left. Hit as he throws. They will say it's an incomplete pass.
And Petty took a hard hit. Defender came, was trying to get rid of it, but he held it on a little longer than usual. You're going to have to get rid of that ball quickly when it comes to that
On the hit was the lineman Logan Goodspeed, the freshman lineman, 6'3", 260 pounds, and he put all his force into that hit on Petty.
He'll feel that hit up here, and it looks like they're going to go for a field goal. Get
So
some points early in the game here.
we will see the first attempt from Eric Zavala. He is our freshman kicker. He goes up,
Good.
and it's good. So your Vikings, on their second offensive drive of the game, take over after a interception from the 19, and it does result in 3 points for the Vikings. 3-0, 9:48 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a 5-play, 13-yard drive, capping off the interception by the Vikings defense, and took advantage of the opportunity. They wanted to get a touchdown. Even that penalty didn't hurt them as badly as we thought it did, but they were able to stay with it, and they got 3 points on the board.
So, part of that interview, we did talk about the Vikings defense.
Yeah.
And Coach Peabody was very open and honest. He did tell us that our defense this year is really young. Last year, we lost 2 major Division I talents in Enzo Tayo and Luke Tamalatai. They moved on up to the next level. As we are set for the kickoff from the Vikings 35, once again, Eric Zavala. We will see where this kickoff results. 2 of his 3 kicks last week did result for a touchback in the back of the end zone. This one, end over end, at the goal line. Receiver will come up the middle of the field and will be taken down at the 23.
Well, the defense in the last possession got an interception. And one thing I'm looking to this game tonight, Sean, is the defense. Last week, the Vikings offense struggled in Riverside. And even Coach Peabody felt that the defense was out there a lot last week. And this week, it will be a little bit more pressure on the offense to get points on the board, to keep that Viking defense fresh and keep Bakersfield's defense out there and just wear them out.
Well, I would say that these first 2 drives on offense for the Vikings, they were good. They were good, especially taking over after the interception. As the handoff occurs and goes up the middle of the field for a gain of about 4 yards. Jalen Johnson had the stop for your Vikings on that last play. 2nd and 7, a gain of 3. With a back on his left, he throws to the left side to number 1, Mekhi Smith, the sophomore wide receiver from St. Xavier High School in Louisville, Kentucky. And he does run it up the field. However, there is a flag on the play. The flag is back at the 27, 28-yard line, right about at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like this one's coming back.
Holding against the Renegades. Offense, number 8, Jalen Richmond gets called for the hold. Results in a 10-yard penalty and a replay of 2nd down.
And again, another penalty. Again, they're going backwards. That's their 3rd penalty here in the first quarter.
15, 15, and 10 make that 40 yards of penalties in the opening quarter for the Renegades.
Not a good start.
2 receivers out to the right, 1 on the left. Hands off to the left side to his running back. A little extracurricular activity going on after the play.
Both teams coming off tough losses last week. Bakersfield losing a close one to Golden West. They're still angry about that loss. They want to come out here and get a win tonight here in Long Beach. Same thing with the Vikings. They lost to the champions last week. They want redemption. They want to get a victory. So both teams hungry for victory here tonight.
Bakersfield going for that same set with 2 receivers to the right, 2 on the left. Sends the furthest into motion. Running back on his left, takes the snap, fakes a throw to the left side. It's caught by number 31, Jadaniels Nettles, the freshman running back from Escambia Academy High School in Atmore, California. Gets a gain of 3, brings up a 4th and 10 for the Renegades, and they will punt it away for the first time this evening.
And that's a good victory by this Vikings defense. Force a 3-and-out on that offense, and they were able to do that on the 2nd possession. Now the Vikings are going to get the ball back, most likely with a good field position.
Back to punt is Jack Smith. Back to receive for the Vikings. And we have a delay of game against the Renegades. That will push them back another 5 yards, so making it 4th and 15 on this punt attempt. So it will give the Vikings even more of a better offensive position for their next possession.
And basically, Bakersfield is struggling with penalties. That's number 4 here in the first quarter.
So this kick is going to go from the 7-yard line. It's end over end, heading to the left side of the field. Fair catch called for and caught at the 40-yard line. Jet Petty and the Vikings will return to the field with their next offensive possession, starting from their own 40-yard line.
Well, the last time they had the ball, they had a good field position off the interception, got close to a touchdown, had a penalty called, but that offense stalled a little bit. Let's see if they're able to make the arrangements and try to get into the end zone in this possession. Still waiting to see if they're going to run that Wolverine, that 7 or 5.
So here we have Petty in the gun, fakes a handoff, throws to his left. It's caught, flag down. Little extracurricular going on. Flag is down. We will see what is going to happen here.
You wonder if these players had monster energies or something before the game, because it's getting a little aggressive down there.
So far, there has been a little bit of pushing and shoving going on since the beginning of the game. The head linesman this evening, Kim Bly, talking it over with the referee.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 13. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Vikings' first penalty of the game.
Justin Austin gets called for a block in the back for the first Vikings penalty. That will push the Vikings 10 yards further back and replay first down. So it'll be 1st and 20 now from the 30.
Then Antonio Hackworth, number 21. I want to know what was all that about with the receiver.
Petty looking right side, just short. His intended receiver was the returning Marcus Guzman.
And he had protection. Good job on the pocket, threw the ball, but like he underthrew it from here.
One of the things that Coach Peabody did let us know about the Bakersfield defense is they are very sound and they do not leave any room for error in the tackle box. They run cover 4s, cover 3s, cover 5. They will find any
Intercepted. Looks like it was intercepted.
Ball gets tipped in the air.
Still waiting to see what they call.
They are saying the Vikings did recover.
And that was a close one. That would have been a crucial turnover deep in their own territory.
Petty was looking and could not find his receiver. The ball was tipped into the air and almost picked off by the Renegades.
And again, that pressure 4 by Bakersfield's defense is causing all that.
Petty, left side, it's caught. Midfield, taken down. First down, Vikings. Number 9, P.J. Holmes gets 22 yards and a Vikings first down.
P.J. Holmes, again, using his strength, trying to see where the marker's at. He did a good job to get past the markers and keep the drive going.
2-by-2 set, running back to the right. But he goes nowhere and is tackled for a loss of 1.
Aaron Martinez, a linebacker, the 6'1" sophomore out of Ridgeview High School.
Khalil Warren was the running back. So that sets up a 2nd and 11 for the Vikings. Petty gets his play from the sideline. They will stay with a 2-by-2, this time moving Warren to the left side.
We're close to a cover 4 defense.
Looking right side of the field. Open man has him. First down, Vikings.
That was a man-to-man matchup between receiver and cornerback.
And guess who? Marcus Guzman, the returning wide receiver.
Having him there on the field is really helping his offense, and they got another first down. And
We have a hurry-up offense here by the Vikings, getting ready to go again. Takes the snap, hands it off, fakes the handoff, actually, throws it to the left side. It's caught and tackled out of bounds. Was Matthew Berengi. A gain of 4, gain of 5.
On Berengi, it looked like he was wrestled out of bounds.
2nd and 5 from the Renegades 29-yard line.
And it looks like Bakersfield going on a different 3-4 defense. 3 linemen.
Petty alone in the backfield, looks middle of the field. Nobody there. His intended receiver could not come up with the ball.
And that looked like a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. By the time he turned his head over, the ball went through him, and it was an incomplete pass.
That pass was intended for Dylan Clark, the sophomore wide receiver out of Culver City. So here we go again. We have a 3-by-2 set. This could possibly be that Wolverine play here,
Looks like
Edward.
it. Let's see if they're able to conquer on third down.
Jets alone in the backfield. Looking, scrambles, middle of the field. It's caught!
There he goes.
5, end zone, touchdown, Vikings!
And that's what Coach Peabody wanted to do in the first drive to get that touchdown. They weren't able to do it, but now on the third possession, they scored that touchdown.
That's your Wolverine special play that the Vikings came up with this year.
And that's what he wanted to do this week. That's what he was trying to focus on to get points on the board.
Matthew
Excellent.
Berengi was that receiver, breaks the end zone, and the Vikings, barring a field goal or extra point, will take a 10-0 lead early in this game. Kick is up, and it's good. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we do want to take a moment, however, a little bit more of a happiness on the field, but for ourselves on the broadcast side of things, we want to take a moment to inform everybody that our longtime...
Replay.
Hold that thought. We will see Matthew Berengi make that catch and just go right into the end
The
zone
Wolverine.
on that Wolverine play. So
And I'll tell you right now, they may not be the last time they might run it. They're going to probably run that more and more tonight as the night goes on.
I believe so. It is a popular play that Coach Peabody wants to run more and more this year. I'll get back to that note that I was going to get when we have a bit of a longer break, possibly at the end of the first quarter. So Eric Zavala lines it up at the 35. And here we go. Another kick. It's up, and it will sail into the end zone for the touchback. So the Renegades will take over at the 25-yard line.
So it looks like right now the pressure is going to be on that Bakersfield offense. They've had the ball twice, 3 and out. Penalties is what's been hurting them. They've been going backwards towards their own end zone. You talk about the interception on the first possession and then the 3 and out with the penalties. They're going to have to try to communicate more and try to get the rhythm going because right now they're struggling on offense.
Vikings defense is looking strong this year. Coach Peabody informed us of a few players to look for. Mookie Davis, the sophomore defensive back, last week 8 tackles and 1 assist. Jonah Martinez was also one to look, and Torian White.
He had 1 tackle.
Deep down the right side of the field, he caught
it.
Man wide open with nobody there to
They lost the
intercept that or
receiver.
anything.
They had lost the receiver on defense, and he was wide open. And looks like that was Mekai Smith, number 1, who made that catch. Incredible.
Actually, I believe that was Jalen Richmond that had that catch.
And they're going on a no huddle.
Hands it off to the running back. And he'll be taken down at the 41-yard line.
And how about this, Sean? This is their first down of the game, and this is the first time they have gone past midfield.
They are in Vikings territory for the first time this evening.
That last huddle they had on the sidelines pretty much worked because they're making the plays right now.
So Renegades will set up for a 2nd and 7. Hands off to the running back. He will spin to the right side. He breaks a tackle coming down right side of the field, and he will be tackled out of bounds for a first down at the 36.
And Coach Peabody also mentioned yesterday in the meeting that Bakersfield is known for their running game. They can run the ball. They run the ball heavy, and you're going to see a lot of running game here today, along with those double wings and those full house passes. So this might be an even match on the offense. They run it again.
To the left side and taken down for a gain of 1. That was Jadaniels Nettles with the handoff.
It was Corday
with the
Jones,
carry.
number 17, made the tackle.
They say he got back to the line of scrimmage before being taken down, so no gain. 2nd and 10. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And look, the Vikings are going on the 4-3 defense.
Renegades fake the handoff to the right side and rolling. Number 29, Jalen Hankins from Liberty High School. He will roll up to the 18, just shy of the first down. A gain of 8, 3rd and 2. Trevor Cook was the Vikings defender that brought him down. Trevor Cook is the 6'2 sophomore linebacker from La Mirada. Renegades set it up. They've got one back on the right side. Hands it off to said running back. He will get up the middle of the field for the first down.
And credit to that Bakersfield offensive lineman opening up the hole and getting that first down. Keeps the drive going as they're trying to go for the touchdown.
So it will set up just shy of a 1st and goal. Renegades do have a chance to get another first down before the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 13. Looking, scrambling, right side, caught. Number 18
Touchdown.
evades the tackle and breaks the end zone.
Well, whatever adjustments they were making on the sidelines had worked. They succeeded. They came out and they answered back with that touchdown. And with the extra point pending, looking at a 3-point lead here. Very impressive first quarter for both offenses as they're trying to pick up the pace.
Yes, indeed. So, that was quite the long drive. That was a 75-yard drive for the Renegades. All the way downfield. Kick is up, and it's right down the middle.
Yeah, you mentioned 75 yards in 7 plays. Key factors on that drive were the 3rd down conversions to keep the ball rolling. Last week, I believe they were struggling on 3rd downs. They were 6 for 11.
We're going to take a replay here.
Watch him pressure, watch him escape the pressure, throws, and good job by the receiver. And again, not much of a tackling strength there, and he was able to stay on his feet and got into the end zone. Able to juke him out a little bit with his legs.
I don't have a number. We have the number, but we do not have the name of that Renegade receiver. So anyway, back to current action. We will see Jack Smith lining up at the 35.
And 2 things, if that ball goes near the letters, they might take it, or if it goes farther, then that would be a touchback.
That is what Coach Peabody said on the
that.
kickoffs. If the ball does land anywhere within the first section of the end zone, he will let them take it in. And it's going to...
Looks like it'll be short.
It will be there.
And he's taking
at
off.
the 1, middle of the field to his right.
Nice tackle.
And will get taken down for a gain of about 12 yards on the run.
And that was Danny Johnson, the 5'9 sophomore out of Bakersfield High School with the tackle.
So now the Vikings in a little bit more pressure as it's now a 10-7 game with 1 minute, 8 seconds. Not as far as I would assume they wanted to be on that return. So this will be the furthest back. Petty to his left to number 6. Ooh, big contact there between the defenders.
That was Matthew Odragic who made the catch. And again, a fake handoff on 1st down. Throws it to the left side. And good job by the receiver to get a couple yards. And it looks like they got the 1st down as time winds out here in the 1st quarter.
As I was saying, the Vikings were starting this drive the farthest back so far this evening from the 13. Gain of 12. Hand off to the running back over to his left. Taken down at the 31 for a gain of 5.
You know, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast that this was a must-win for the Vikings this early in the season, and so far their offense is actually producing well than last week's game against Riverside where they struggled on offense.
Petty hands off once again. Back up the middle. A little bit more forward momentum. Up to the 32, a gain of 1. Sets up a 3rd and 3. It will be a 3rd and 3. That will take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-7 Vikings. Vikings will still be on offense after the quarter break here. While we wait for the officials to set up the field on the opposite side, would like to go back and take a moment on the thought that I was getting to earlier, that in the off season, the broadcast department here at Long Beach City College lost a dear member of our family, Mr. Doug Wood. He was our audio video tech for many years. He helped us set up, tear down, make sure all the audio was working, make sure the video was working. He did pretty much everything for us last year and ensured that everything was good and working, including during the football games last year. He will be dearly missed. Our thoughts and prayers out to his family, and we just hope that he's in a better place now.
Yeah, Sean Doug was a great man. He was a great instructor. I had an opportunity to work with him in internship, and he helped me with my interview skills, especially when we went to do the interviews at the Long Beach Grand Prix last year. He was very, very proud of our work in every broadcast we did.
So now we get back to football action here. The ball has been moved to the opposite side of the field to start the second quarter. It will be 3rd and 4 from the Vikings 33. It looks like they're going to set up 2-by-2 with the running back on the right. Petty in the shotgun.
We tried to draw him off sides.
With a hard count, tried to get him. Offense stayed put, no flag. This time, snap goes off, looking to his right. In and out of the hands of his receiver, Marcus Guzman.
Yeah, they tried to do the quick slant throw. They even tried to draw him off sides, but defense almost drew off sides.
Defense had a little bit of a jump there, but they were able to stay outside of the neutral zone.
Well, Bakersfield was able to get that offense off the field, so let's see what they're able to do on offense as they try to take the tie or go for the lead.
Sets up 4th and 3. It's going to be a punt. John Montoya. Kick is up, end over end, spiral. Caught and fair catch by Mackay Smith. And Bakersfield will take over at their own 32.
In Bakersfield, they had 3 rushers. They almost blocked the punt. They were close. Would have been a disaster.
Anything is possible. Anything can and will happen in a game of football. You talk about the possibility of blocked punts. I think we flashed on it just a little bit. The Vikings blocked 7 punts last year, and that's one thing they do want to go after in this game is to block Bakersfield's punt.
And they want to do that as well this week.
Hand off to the running back. He spins a tackle. And finally will get taken down at the 43. Good enough for a Renegade first down.
Again, we mentioned they're known to run the ball well, and they're using it with their running game, continuing rushing the ball.
Jalen Hankins, the running back. First down from the 43. Hand off. Up the middle. Moving. Still moving. Finally, his forward momentum will get stopped right around midfield, but he'll make it to the 49. Setting up a 2nd and 4 for Bakersfield. The carry on that belongs to Jadaniels Nettles. This time, quarterback will look. Right side throw, complete. Taken down, good enough for a Renegade first down. And once again, Jadaniels Nettles on the reception, gets 4 yards, making it first down in Vikings territory.
And that's been their best running option, running to the right and throwing the ball.
That is one of the things that Coach Peabody did say, is that they want the defense, he wants our defense to attack Bakersfield's run game. He did say, as we see the defense go after that runner, Coach Peabody did mention that Bakersfield does tend to do better on the ground versus in the air, and it is apparent tonight when the ball is on the ground rather than in the air, the Renegades do gain field position.
And they had 40 rushing yards in the first 15 minutes.
That last play resulted in a loss of 2, so it's 2nd and 12 with a trips right formation and a running back on his right. Quarterback will make the snap, looking to his right, finds his open receiver, but the Vikings are right there to swallow him up and make that stop.
The Renegades had an open man on the field. I saw number 18 get through his defender. He was wide open. I'm surprised he wasn't able to see him for a touchdown.
Mekhi Smith thought he possibly could have had something, but instead he only gets a gain of 3 on the reception. So 3rd and 9. Renegades will try to get a first down here. Malachi Statler, the quarterback, in the huddle, letting his players know what the plan is. Snap, dropping back, looking, gonna roll to his right. Plenty of room down the field. Viking defender will meet him as he gets there. And instead of Statler going down, it was the Viking defender that went to the ground after stopping him.
And Statler is 6 feet, able to stay on his feet after that hit. But what a great job running to the right. Again, running to the right, seeing that open room, got first down. Again, running the ball has been very effective for this team.
Statler found the hole and took it. So that gave Bakersfield first down. They are at the 26, to the left and extending for a gain of 3.
And that was Smith, the receiver, who caught that last pass.
Was Mekhi Smith. The stop made by Ricardo Abrego. 2nd and 8, correction, gain of 2 on the reception. Statler still in the shotgun. 2-by-2 with a back on his left. Sends the inside tight end in motion. Hands off to his running back, and he will get taken down in the backfield.
Stop for a loss there by the Vikings defense.
A loss of 2. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Corday Jones with the stop for your Vikings. Let's see what Statler decides to do here. We saw him on a 3rd and 9 get the run game. Not sure what this formation is, but we do have a running back on the right side. Statler takes the snap, rolling behind, looking to his right. He's going to scramble over to his right. Nowhere to go, and he's taken down for another loss.
He tried to escape to the right side again, but there were 3 Viking defenders waiting for him, and they slammed the door in his face, and now another sack and another 4th down. Let's see if they'll go for a field goal here or they'll try to go for it.
We have a loss of 5, setting up 4th and 15. Not sure what Bakersfield is looking to try here. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Not sure
Play
if that'd
clock
be
at 9 seconds and rolling.
Not sure that'd be a good call this
5,
early.
4, 3, 2, 1.
They didn't get it off in time.
They did not get it off in time.
Looks like a timeout was called.
No.
Timeout.
They called timeout. Looks like they were trying to draw him off and try to hike the ball fast, but the defense stood their ground.
So now Bakersfield will take a timeout, and I would assume prior to the delay of game, they took their first timeout at 9:14 left in the second quarter. I would assume now that the Renegades are going to send the kicking team out there to go for the potential tying
City College Band.
field goal. As we take a look at the performing Long Beach City College Vikings show band under the direction of Mr. Brian Hamilton.
And it's good to have them out here this year.
We have them out here for game number 1. They had a little bit of extra time from the start of the semester to get ready because the first home game was in week 2. As we see a good shot of Coach Peabody there looking very intently at his players.
And I'll say he's really done a good job in his tenure here at Long Beach City College, turned this program around, been a contending football program the last 10 more years.
They're going to go for it, and we have a false start.
False start.
Was that on
Offense, number
purpose?
61. 5-yard penalty. Remain 4th down.
If that was not on purpose, that is going to kill the coach.
Was that a purposeful false
I mean, I'm not
start?
sure if that was the point of that play because they're going to go 5 yards back.
Referee's microphone is still on. Apologies. Tyler Shelton was called for the false start. If we can possibly mute the referee's mic downstairs. Here's the kick. Takes a Renegade roll and picked up at the 5.
Very challenged for the Vikings offense. They're going to be pinned deep in their own territory. That means one mistake could be a touchdown. They're going to have to protect the football, protect Petty, and then also run the ball, try to get the holes open and get that running game going.
On that punt, could it be not so much of a confidence game there? Because that was only about a 40-yard-ish, 45-ish punt. Could have been a field goal, but they chose to punt it away.
Looks like they didn't want to give the Vikings a good field position.
2-by-2 in the end zone. Petty looking deep downfield.
Overthrows them.
Ball is overthrown.
And he had the right idea.
incomplete.
He had the right idea, but he overthrew the pass as receiver. He threw it in double coverage.
The intended receiver was Matthew Berengi. It fell just short at midfield. 2nd and 10 from the 5.
And the total yards are even at 133 each for both sides.
Petty's got a trips right formation. 3 on the right side, 1 on his left, and a running back on his left side. Was on the right, moves over to the left. Takes the snap, and he'll hand off to the running back who looks for some room. Has a little bit, gets it away from the end zone for a gain of 7. Khalil Warren was the running back. 3rd and 6.
Very
Third and 3.
interesting. Very interesting to see what they're going to run here on this 3rd down and 4. If they're going to run it or try to go with a pass.
3rd and 4. Trips right. Khalil Warren on his right. Do they try to get him to jump? They do not. Hand off to Warren up the middle to his right. Leaps over the tackle, and he will get the first down. Finally gets taken down at the 23 for a Viking first down.
And that was a great leap and good job following his offensive lineman. They picked up the first down.
Viking show band, go Vikings! I had the pleasure of being a part of that Viking show band myself back in the fall of 2021 when schools were just starting to get back full time. To the left and incomplete.
That was a bullet pass too.
Intended receiver was Marcus Guzman, but he had 2 men on him, and it just fell short.
Well, so far the Vikings have had the ball for about 8 minutes and 10 seconds in the game, trying to keep that defense on the field for a long time.
Continuing in the shotgun with a trips right and the back on his left. Petty takes the snap, hands off to Khalil Warren, who has some room, and he will get taken down, officially being spotted at the 31 for a gain of 8, setting up 3rd and 2. Hurry up offense for the Vikings. Now a 2-by-2 formation. 3rd and 2, run or pass here, Edward?
I would say run, but then again, the playbook's open, especially when it's 3rd down and short to go.
3rd and short, Petty takes the snap, drops, looks right side, incomplete.
That was almost intercepted, too, by Bakersfield. Julian Smith, 6'1", sophomore out of Garces High School, almost had an interception.
Coach Peabody not looking very happy with Jet after that play. Possibly should have been completed. But then again, his intended receiver did have a lot of guys on him.
That was a dangerous pass, too, almost intercepted as well. That would have really upset him.
So now we see John Montoya back at the 15-yard line for the punt. Kick is away, end over end to the left side. Going after it is Mekhi Smith. It will take a bounce and stop at the Bakersfield 46. Very close game, tight defense on both sides. Vikings and Renegades have not. I just have a feeling that this could be another one of those games where it's going to be a battle. It's going to be low scoring, and here we go. Here we go. Snap and handoff to the running back up the middle. Taken down at midfield for a gain of 4.
And the Renegades going back to their formula of success, which is running the ball. And again, I agree with you, Sean. After those 2 offensive touchdowns, it's kind of gotten slow on both sides of the ball. And again, we mentioned before, the last 2 meetings between these 2 schools, it's always been close. One in overtime win and another one on a heartbreak loss. So it may be heading towards that, but still too early here in the first half, almost near the end of the first half.
Too early to call, indeed.
Make sure your mics are close to your mouth.
Too early to call. Handoff to the running back. He will get tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1. Back to the 49. 3rd and 6.
And it looked like that was Jason Jones who made the tackle. 5'8", sophomore out of Ferris High School on the tackle. And again, another 3rd down opportunity here for the Vikings to get off the field. It was hard to tell what to run when it's 3rd down and 6. When it's 3rd down and less than 5 yards, you can run the ball or even pass it. But when it's 3rd down and 6,
2-by-2.
you're almost going to want to pass the ball.
2-by-2. It is going to be a pass. Statler.
Here's the pressure.
Taken down in the backfield. Major loss for the Renegades.
Statler held the ball long. Saw the Vikings come. By the time he was going to throw it, he had already been tackled to the ground. And again, another sack and another defensive victory for the Vikings defense as they're going to get the football back.
That was Carson Moore with the sack on Statler. The pocket just disappeared. He had nowhere to go. Kick is away. Flag is down. Coming in from the back judge. Ball will stop at the 18-yard line, but we do have a flag. The flag came in from the back judge during the kick. So,
looks like they're pointing at the Vikings defense.
We shall find out where this will result.
It was 4th down and 13, so it's not going to be a 1st down unless it was a personal foul.
Referee Aranda explaining it to the Bakersfield side.
12 players on the receiving team. 5-yard penalty will be assessed from the end of the play. 1st down.
So the call is that the Vikings had too many men on the field during the kick. So it's 5 yards from the end of the kick. So the Vikings will get pushed back just a little bit.
Well, when they look at that film session tomorrow or Monday, they're going to want to know who that player was that was supposed to get off the field.
So Petty will come back for the Vikings offense.
And, you know, Sean, it's one of those penalties can kill the momentum in offense, as we've seen so far in this first half.
Every time there's a penalty here?
You know, every time there's been a penalty, they push the ball back. The offense seems to struggle.
Correction on the court. 12 players on the receiving team. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
So they're just correcting the penalty call.
So it's not going to be assessed from the end of the kick. They're going to re-kick is the call. Originally, it was going to be 5 yards from the end of the kick. Now it's going to be a re-kick. So
keep an eye on that Vikings defense. They want to get that block. Could be a big opportunity on a re-kick.
Well, now that penalty pushes the Renegades to 4th and 5, but they will keep the offense off the field.
But the ball's going to be
back
at
to
the 48.
receive for the Vikings is Kanye Hunter. To kick is Jack Smith. Sky high kick lands at the 16 and will roll to the 8. And we have another penalty flag on the field. This time coming in from the referee, Ralph Aranda.
Been seeing a lot of those in the first half, and somebody lost their helmet.
So now you have to wonder, is this going to be possibly a roughing the kicker? Did you see anything?
If this is on the Vikings, it could be a first down for Bakersfield, for the Renegades.
If it's a penalty, if it's a roughing the kicker, it's an automatic first.
It was 4th and 8, so even if it was a running into the kicker, it would be a 5-yard penalty, which would not be a first down. But if it was a personal foul, then it would be a first down.
Here we go.
Personal foul. Team during the kick. Penalty will be enforced. Half the distance to the ball. First down.
So it's a personal foul by the Vikings. So it'll be 15 yards from. It'll be because we're within 20 of. Because the Vikings are within 20 yards of the end zone. The penalty will be half the distance. So that will push them all the way back, and the Vikings will start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
And Sean, it's like what we said about 5 minutes ago. Every time you get pinned deep in your territory, you gotta be cautious as far as the ball and not create a turnover.
Here we go. 4.5 left in the first half.
Fumble.
Bad snap. Petty grabs it, picks it up for a loss.
And we just mentioned it earlier, just a couple of seconds ago. Play calling is cautious. Fumble in the end zone. Luckily, it wasn't picked up by the defense. It's going to be very difficult to see what they call on the second down.
2nd and 12. Petty's going to be about halfway back in his end zone when he takes this snap. If the Renegades defense gets to him, this could spell trouble. Fakes the handoff, looking left side.
Oh, got away.
Spins a tackle and will be taken out of bounds on his own power. Gets hooked up at the feet and then goes out of bounds for a gain of 6.
And Khalif Foster, good job. They were going for the safety, and he was able to get away from the tackler and get a couple yards back.
3rd and 6 for the Vikings from their own 8-yard line. Petty drops back, looking right side, well overshoots his intended man. So a quick 3 and out for the Renegades defense on this possession.
Jay Petty got good protection on that 3rd down, threw it into double coverage. But the good news is that there was no turnover. Now they're going to punt the ball and still maintain that 3-point lead.
Back to receive at about the 45 for Bakersfield is Makai Smith. To kick it away, John Montoya. Bakersfield, bad snap. Kick goes up. Montoya catches. Looks for a return. He will go for it. Got the ball at the 45 and will return it for about 10 yards up to the 35.
That was a disaster bad snap. He was able to kick the ball and prevented a safety or a touchdown.
So Mekhi Smith gets 10 yards on the return. So Renegades will have very good position to begin this next possession. If the defense can hold them and keep them out of the red zone, it's possible that we could see a game-tying field goal before the half.
Is that a fumble?
Pass gets batted away by the Vikings and falls incomplete. It was almost picked up by his intended receiver, number 88, Devin Sundgren.
Stadler so far on the night, Sean, 9 for 11, 76 yards. Had that touchdown in the first quarter and that interception. So he hasn't been very productive on passing, but he's been running the ball. Three carries and 9 yards.
Statler in the gun. Trips to his left, running back to his left. Fakes the handoff, looking. Left side of the field. He's got his man wide open, untouched.
Touchdown.
No. They will mark him. They will say he's down by contact at the 1 yard line.
And Jalen Richmond, number 8, did a great job getting away from his defender. And he saw him wide, and Stadler saw him wide open. Almost got into the end zone.
It looked like Richmond had gone down untouched and slid into the end zone, but they did say that he was
down by
touched
contact
at the 1. So Statler, first and goal from the 1 yard line. In the gun, running back on his left side. Hands off to the running back, and he will punch the core for a Renegade touchdown.
And all of a sudden, the momentum is now shifted to the Renegade side.
On that keeper was, give me a second here, I'll get that number for you right now. Jalen Hankins on the carry into the end zone for a 1 yard touchdown carry. Jack Smith there at the 10.
Now, but I'm going to show you the play before the touchdown.
Smith's kick is up, and it's good.
And it looks like we have a replay of that last pass prior to the touchdown run. We tell you, watch his receiver gets away from his defender, and Stadler just sees him. And just look how wide open he is.
Let's see, is he touched?
He was touched right there.
Their
but it looked like he was
ankles-
in the end zone,
Their
though.
ankles,
Their ankles
I
touched.
believe it was the ankles of the Viking defender that,
Back live.
I believe it appeared that it was the Viking defender's ankle that hit his leg, and that puts him down by contact at the 1.
But again, you see how Stadler is communicating well with his receivers, seeing them downfield. And of course, Coach Peabody mentioned yesterday, they can run the ball and they can pass. But one of the things that he did mention that if they can stop the run, they're able to make their execution plays. This game could be close. So far, they were able to do that in the first half, but in the last couple plays, there's been the breakdown on defense because their receivers are getting wide open.
Smith's kick, spiraling, picked up at the 8, and will return to the left side. That was Matthew Berengi with the return. Picked it up at the 8, and he brings it up for a return to the 23. So it's a return of 15 yards for Berengi on that kick. 1st and 10 from the 23.
Pressure on the Vikings offense.
Petty, snap, looking, right side, open man, it's caught. Viking first down.
And the Vikings going to have to get some sort of points because the Renegades have scored the last 14 unanswered points. And now they have a 4-point lead.
Berengi was the receiver, makes the catch, and then goes down. Trips left, looking, pocket collapsing. Petty touched, and now will get taken down by Bakersfield, number 33. Phoenix Tusa gets the sack on Petty. Timeout on the field. Was there a flag or was it a charge timeout?
Looks like it was
I
a
did
timeout.
not hear anything from the referee.
Looks like it's a charge timeout.
Timeout is taken by the Renegades. The Renegades are the ones that took the timeout. Phoenix Tusa was the one to bring down Jet Petty in the backfield for a loss of 2, so it'll set up 2nd and 12 once the Vikings come out of this offensive timeout, defensive timeout. You see quarterback coach Ayoga. Brett Peabody did have quite a good thing to say about Coach Ayoga and that he has conditioned the 3 quarterbacks this year and they're ready to go. They should have been ready to go, and they are ready to go. So a 2-by-2 with a back on his left. Jet Petty takes the snap, drops back, looking left side. Open man, caught. Not enough for a first down, but close. It'll set up 3rd and short.
You know, I'm going to go back to what you last said about the quarterback, Sean. Even Coach Peabody mentioned this yesterday in the meeting that he believes Petty's doing. He's great. He's got the potential to be great, and the team stands by him, and they believe he's got some good guys to throw the ball to.
Let me interrupt you here. I believe we are seeing the Wolverine special.
Yes, there is. Wolverine special.
3 and 2 to the right side. Open man does get some yardage. It's enough for a Viking first down. Number 14. Dylan Clark was the receiver. Needed 2, and he got more. Vikings first down, approaching midfield. They are still at their own 48.
Looks like they might go with that Wolverine again.
We've got 3 and 2, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. No running backs. Petty's alone in the backfield. This is the Wolverine special. Petty looking, spinning, left side. It's
Go, he missed it. Dropped it.
broken up. Almost. The Wolverine special almost worked there.
And Petty had good protection, a lot of time in the pocket, able to throw down the field. He almost had his receiver. I'm sure the Renegade defense have a sigh of relief that receiver didn't catch the ball.
They're going to line it up again. 2nd and 10. Wolverine setup. 7 Wolverine. 3-by-2. There goes Williams. Petty looking, scrambling, middle of the field. Almost. Once again, almost. Overthrew his man just a little bit.
Getting almost an interception, too.
Samaj Dunn was his intended receiver. Do they go for it a 3rd time? Do we look at a 3rd and 10 possibility of the Wolverine special here?
I would run maybe a different route because eventually they're going to figure that out and they're going to try to find ways to counter it.
It does
So
look
this is a
like
good call. Good call. They're running something different.
different play. Petty, pocket collapsing.
Sack. Oh, no, he's on. No, sack.
And now, very large loss. The pocket absolutely collapsed on him, and it went nowhere.
That front four's been wanting to get to him all night so far, and they finally got to him, and they stopped the
Timeout.
momentum.
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield
Taking their 2nd charge timeout. The coach was running down the field to let the headlinesman Kim Bly know. That is a huge, huge loss for the Vikings. 4th and long. It'll send out John Montoya, and he'll be punting it from the line of scrimmage is the 35. He'll be punting it back from about 15 or so yards further. So this punt is going to be very far back for the Vikings.
And it's very interesting to see what the Renegade offense is going to do with a minute 18 and 1 timeout left. If they have enough time to at least try to get a field goal to extend this lead to 7, or try to go for a big play and get a touchdown. Because so far they've been able to run the ball and mix it up with a little bit of the passing game.
Back deep at the 30-yard line to receive for Bakersfield is Mekhi Smith. To kick is John Montoya. Snap, hold, kick, end over end, right for Smith. Fair catch called for at the 34. No return on that as he called for the fair catch. The Vikings defenders were there. Almost all of those offensive linemen for the Renegades have themselves some knee braces there. Those could hurt.
Definitely, those
if
really
you
hurt.
If you run into those may hurt a little bit.
You better hope you're wearing a brace as well, because those really do hurt.
So they end up spotting the ball at the 35.
Looks like they try to go for the screen pass on first down.
Intended receiver was Jacoby Pointer. Incomplete, in and out of the hands. 2nd and 10 from the 35. You can see down on the sideline that the coaches are utilizing some red shirt players in yellow pennies to call the plays on the offense. Snap, looking, scrambling, rolling out to his right, looking down the field, throws it incomplete, out of bounds.
And he did a good job. Stabler did a good job running to the right, just throwing the ball away. You know, live to fight another day. Don't take the sack. You don't want to give the other team the momentum.
That was Devin Sundgren, the intended receiver down there. He was well past it, and the ball just went out of bounds. 1:01. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. Still at the 35. Renegades looking to potentially add on to their lead before the end of the first half, but the defense for the Vikings is strong, and they have been stopping them. This time he will hand off to his running back, who will roll to his left, evades a tackle, gets to about midfield, and it's enough for a Renegade first down.
Wonder if they were trying to run the ball just to run down clock time and punt the ball with less than maybe 20 seconds left, but what a hole open by the line.
The Vikings will take their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half.
Please reset the clock. 54 seconds.
Now they get an extra 7 seconds back. That could be very crucial.
The clock continued to run, so they will reset the clock to 54 seconds.
54. The clock, please. 4.
They cannot run a play until we get the clock set.
So there's an issue with the clock.
It could be that the referee's mic is not loud enough through the stadium in order to hear them.
Reset the clock to 54 seconds. 5-4. 54 seconds, please.
There's 51.
54. 5-4.
That sounds loud enough.
I wonder how many times he's going to be calling that.
They should have. There we go. They should have heard it that time. It was loud enough that time.
But again,
All right.
7 seconds extra could be very crucial. He spiked the ball.
So, wait. Huh?
Wasn't there a timeout call, though? Wonder why they spiked the ball.
What is going on here?
Okay, we're lost up here.
Yeah, something's going on here. We're not sure what happened, but Statler took the snap and spiked it, so it sets up 2nd and 10. 2-by-2 with the back on his left. Statler in the gun. Snap. Left side. Well overshoots Mekhi Smith.
And the accuracy on that ball was not very strong. He overthrew him by about 3 yards.
So now it's 3rd and 10. 48 seconds.
You know, I wonder if they were trying to run that ball to, give them less time to punt or to get the ball back, but that turned into a first down yardage gain. You wonder what they're going to run here on this third down with 1 timeout left.
It's 3rd and 10.
They might run it here again.
I still don't know why they would spike the ball to clock it. The game clock was stopped. Anyway, Statler looking, middle of the field.
Dropped it.
No catch. Jacoby Pointer was the intended receiver.
So it looks like the Renegades will punt and Vikings will get the ball back, but see what they're able to do with 44 seconds left and just 1 timeout. Here's the kick.
Jack Smith, kick up, sailing. It will take a bounce at the 20.
A friendly bounce.
And bounce out of bounds at about the 15.
Like as last year, partner, close game. It's a close game as we go into the half.
So, are the Vikings running a 2-minute drill here to try and go down the field?
Well, you want to be careful running a 2-minute drill.
They have 1 timeout. So,
well, look,
if Petty can get it down the field.
Well, here's the thing. With the field position, I wouldn't want to risk, especially in a close game. If you're trying to get points, I understand that. But this is a close game. And with the field position, you don't want to try to risk it because you could eventually cause a turnover and give the other team more points.
Anything can and will happen. So, with 36 seconds to go,
I would just run the ball. I will just run the ball here, just go in a half and regroup.
It's a run and a tackle.
Let's see if they use their last timeout, which I don't think they will, and they might just let this run down, Sean.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to let this clock run down.
Vikings are not looking to run a play. Peabody is going to just let the clock run.
And that's the right call. In a close game like this, you don't want to take the risk of creating a turnover, especially where the position of the ball is, especially near your end zone.
There goes the team. Clock
go into
winds
the half
down.
and regroup. It's a close game.
So after 1 half of play, the score is Bakersfield College 14, your Vikings 10. Stick around. Second half action will be coming up after a 20-minute halftime.
Looks a lot better than last year, huh? The answer to this question, yeah, it's a 2-minute drill.
I wouldn't do it.
Are we going to go to black?
I wouldn't do it like that. With the field position like that,
But again, it's a 2-minute drill. You guys have your opinion. It's all good.
But I mean, as a fan of the game a long time, the field position, if it's like my advantage, I would do it. But when the ball was at the 15, I wouldn't risk it. I've seen it happen many times where they try it and it goes bad.
Also, by the way,
Yeah.
take a look at these names. I asked if we were going to go. Are the mics still on? Did you check the live stream?
I don't know him.
I do.
Yeah?
Line judge, Chris Marr.
Okay.
Baseball official.
Okay.
Field judge, Marianne Menlove.
Oh.
CIF, state rules interpreter for Southern Section of
Really?
Girls Flag Football.
Really?
Also,
How much do they pay?
for flag? I don't know. I don't know what the flag pay is.
I'm sure they probably do like maybe 50.
I think it's like 75 or 80 or
I
something
like
like
this.
that.
It's a nice,
Yeah, they give us our own little booth. this
Yeah.
year. A little bit different than being downstairs.
Don't let me hold you up because your pizza's getting cold.
Is it downstairs?
Yeah.
Want some pizza?
Let's go.
Let's go get some pizza.
Like, if we take all this, we just leave it up here.
That's true. The goal is that we're trying to leave everything connected since this is our room.
Or to avoid more heavy back work.
You know
Yes.
that's not going to happen at Palm Beach City College. You know, Poly plays there.
Oh, the other schools play
Well,
here too.
yeah, but Polly.
Where's Portavasi? Is that him down there? Like I said.
somebody call me?
Let's hear it one more time for your back-to-back state and national champion Long Beach City College Viking Cheer Squad.
time since I called a close game.
Read that slice, fat boy.
Oh, you scam them. Dude, you see they're getting their butt kicked. Know the score? Sean. God damn.
Okay, you guys back? Are you guys back?
Was that call for the announcers?
Yeah, but you're dead right now.
Did he say
Well, actually, you are open. But just tell me if you're back. All call for the announcers.
Yeah, me and Sean are here.
Okay, great, thanks. So we'll start about 30 seconds left on the clock.
Copy that.
Is it just me or is your headset a little low?
My head's a bit a little low. Wow, Dodgers got their butt kicked too. The Dodgers got their butt kicked.
By who?
Braves.
1-1 in the third. Yeah, they're playing the cheaters.
For Georgia. Oh my God, 71 to nothing?
What? 73. Tennessee, Kent State. Oh my God. 71-0?
Yeah, Alabama doing real well on Nick Saban.
Holy shit.
Hey, the Pac-10 found some new teams. You hear about that?
What?
The Pac-12 found new teams.
They did.
Boise State, San Diego University.
Washington.
Well, that was always in the Pac-12.
San Diego State's moving from the Mountain West to the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I think they're down there trying to fix his mic. See them down there?
Yeah, I see them.
Look at John. John's being such a good guy. And the referee's just standing there like, yeah, go ahead and fix my mic back. Thank you. Okay, real quick, before we go back.
Yeah.
Renegades get the ball to start the second half. Close game. Vikings defense can continue. Second half so far has been their strong point. They held Riverside to a 14-14 tie. Excuse me.
That was last year, right?
This year.
This year.
14-14 tie in the second half this year. Get ready. How fast did we? Only about an hour and 15 for that first half. You know what I think is also a help for the refs' mic, too? They have the receiver outside of the tunnel, so they're not being blocked by a bunch of concrete. The receiver's actually outside of the tunnel. Well, he hasn't said whether or not we're back, but I'm going to assume that we are. Well, I'm going to assume that we are back live here on Viking Sports. Second half is about to get underway. The Renegades won the toss, deferred to the second half. Eric Zavala lining up at the 35 to kick it away to start the second half. Back deep for Bakersfield, Makai Smith. At the 3, he will take it and run it. Spins a tackle, evades, he continues going, he stays on his feet at the 50,
Nice
stays in
move.
bounds. And finally, a huge kick return.
What a way to open up the second half.
Huge kick return for Bakersfield. That's about a 50-yard return for Makai Smith.
That sideline is very, very hyped up right now.
So Bakersfield will open up the second half with fantastic field position, bringing the ball back all the way into Vikings territory. 1st and 10 from the Vikings 44. Statler, snap, handoff, right side looking, scramble, taken down at the 36. Gain of 8, 2nd and short.
And the Renegades have an opportunity to blow this game open, increase their lead with a touchdown. They're going to continue what they were doing all game long, and that's running the football.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say blow the game open. It's only 14-10. Even a touchdown or a field goal could still be a one-score game, 1.5. Snap, handoff, middle of the field. Swallowed up, just short of the first down. Gets to the 35.
You know, for the Vikings defense, this has been their biggest strength, is holding their teams to 14 points last week against Riverside. They went to the half at a 14-14 tie.
They went
Here tonight,
they went to the half down 30-7, and in the second half held Riverside to a 14-14 tie.
They put up points in the second half. Or
Snap,
not that much.
handoff, nowhere to go. Right in there to make that stop, Corday Jones, the sophomore linebacker from Long Beach Wilson. Results in a loss of 2. 4th and 3.
Actually, 4th and 1, they're calling it now.
They haven't updated the scoreboard just yet. It's going to be it will be 4th and 3. They will go for it on 4th down. Can the Vikings put a stop?
Oh, they draw
They
offside. Free
got
play. Free play.
One flag. Fumble. Picked up by the Vikings. Referee gets knocked down. Well, make sure he's okay.
He's back on his feet.
Ralph Aranda got knocked down on the reception.
But it looks like the Vikings jumped offside, so this is going to give the Renegades a first down. Good job on that huddle, that long call by the Renegades offense.
You had the line judge throw his flag to the offensive side, and the head linesman threw her flag to the defensive side. Encroachment is the call.
That's going to hurt.
5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So the big play by the Vikings defense been negated by a penalty. So instead of having it near the 40-yard line of the Renegades, it's now going to be first down on the Vikings' 37-yard line.
Up to the 31. Renegades. 2 backs. 1 on either side. To the left side, number 31. Runs upfield. Finally gets knocked out of bounds.
And that's going to be a late hit.
That's not going to be. No.
That's going to be a late hit on the Vikings.
No. That was a bad decision.
That's the frustration, Sean, that's starting to get into that defense.
We have there is a flag at the line of scrimmage. There's also the flag for that late hit out of bounds. Whichever player did that, I hate to say it, but that's a bad decision on that player. He should not have, knowing that runner was clear out of bounds, there's no need for that. No need for that. In a close game like this, you cannot do that. You just cannot do that.
You just can't. That's not being Viking football there.
So you have one flag at the line of scrimmage. You have the penalty on the late hit. Those could offset, and we could just replay the down. or they could enforce the personal foul.
Well, let's see what the referee calls right here. Looks like it's going to be on the Vikings or...
It's a hold on the offense. After the play was over, personal foul on the defense. So that 15 yards.
Against the Renegades, 10 yards. And then a 15-yard.
It's a 15-yard personal foul, but it'll be half the distance.
So it'll be at the 26-yard line. Very
So
fortunate that the ball didn't go inside the 20 from that late hit.
Renegades will get a first down from the 26. Snap. Fake handoff. Rolling right side looking. He's going to run himself.
Sack.
Taken
Fumble.
out. Fumble out of bounds. But the ball was not picked up inbounds by the Vikings.
Oh, how close it was for the Vikings to get another turnover. So close.
It will be a fumble out of bounds.
It looks like it's going to be a no gain on the play. A loss of two,
Loss
actually.
of 2. 2nd and 12. Taken down at the 28.
And Sean, that's the second time they got close to a turnover. I know the last one was negated by a penalty, but they almost had a turnover here on the fumble. They're itching to get that turnover. Much
So
needed.
here we go. With one receiver. Jacoby Pointer way out to the left. Handoff to the running back, and he gets swallowed up.
And all of a sudden, the defense has the momentum. 2 plays in a row. They stopped the Renegades. A big third down coming up.
We have an official's timeout. Possibly looking for the spot of the ball. While we wait for the spot of the ball, let me get you the number for the Vikings. It was number 88, Carson Moore, that made the stop. Correction, Trevor Cook made the stop. Another loss of 2. 3rd and 14 now from the Vikings 30-yard line. 2 by 2. A back on the right. Statler. Snap. Looking. Deep. Corner of the end zone. No catch. Could not haul it in.
Threw it to one-on-one coverage.
Mekhi Smith tried to make a diving catch and drag his feet. Could not keep it. Sets up 4th and 14.
And such a great victory by that defense after that offsides penalty that gave the Renegades a first down. And then, you know, the offsetting penalty that just moved the ball a couple yards.
I don't think they offset. So I think what actually happened, because the ball didn't go as far down. Okay, we'll get back to that in just a second. So you've got Jack Smith setting up for a 47-yard field goal, and it's
Short.
not going to go anywhere near the uprights.
The Renegades.
Not even close.
Renegades come away with nothing. Now the Vikings have an opportunity in the third quarter to go for the lead.
Jack Smith was attempting a 48-yard field goal, but was unsuccessful. So now the Vikings will come back out for the first time in the second half.
And I want to go back to that last play, the personal foul and the holding penalty. Had there not been a holding penalty, that personal foul would have put the Renegades inside the 20. But with that penalty, it only moved it a couple yards. So very, very fortunate the Vikings escaped with that penalty.
So here we go. We have a new quarterback in the game for your Vikings. Fakes the handoff, runs up the middle of the field. Gets tripped just shy of the first down. I believe that is O'Shea Wallace coming into the game.
And Coach Peabody mentioned
for your Vikings.
And Coach Peabody mentioned yesterday about O'Shea Wallace, about possibly coming into the game, and they bring him in here in the third quarter with a 4-point deficit.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you off. Last week in week 1, O'Shea Wallace did come into the game, and he did get 29 rushing yards. So tack on 9 more yards to that run. This time he will hand off. His running back gets free of the tackle, keeps going. Now he will get tackled out of bounds at midfield.
And I'm not sure what tackling for the Renegades defense. Looks like that was a little bit of a poor tackling. The running back still staying on his feet.
Vikings are now taking advantage of the run game. They're trying to pull a little bit of what Bakersfield has been doing.
Well, Bakersfield has been known to run the ball. As we mentioned earlier, they're known for running the ball. They run the ball heavy. So far, that running game has helped them with this 4-point lead, but now the Vikings are trying to take a page out of that Renegade offense book.
Here we go. O'Shea Wallace fakes the handoff. He will run it himself, and he will go out of bounds right back at the line of scrimmage.
In the fake handoff quarterback draw, we've seen that also in the NFL by very numerous successful quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens.
Patrick Mahomes, he's a runner.
We remember Colin Kaepernick, Michael Vick. I remember Michael Vick. He was very difficult to tackle.
O'Shea Wallace alone in his backfield sends the running back in motion. He will hand off, but the Renegades were ready for it. On the stop was Will Konovalov. Caleb Foster with the loss of 2 sets up 3rd and 12 from the Vikings 48.
They tried to open up the hole, but there was somebody on the other side waiting
Here
for
we
him.
go. We have a quads right formation.
Could be the Wolverine.
No, the Wolverines 3 and 2. This is a quad. O'Shea Wallace,
Nice pass.
right side. It's caught. First down, Vikings.
That pass complete to Dylan Clark.
Dylan Clark needed 12. He got more.
Looks like they're going on a no huddle here, Sean.
Once again, another quads formation. This time we've got 4 on the left side with a back to his right. Nobody now sends a running back. O'Shea Wallace will keep up the middle, and he'll be taken down for a gain of 3. O'Shea Wallace, we saw it last week in week 1. He got those 29 rushing yards when he came into the game, and you know, he's bringing it again this week. He can run. He may be the quarterback, but he can run. Here we go. 2nd down and 7.
And they're going on an empty backfield, and it looks like the Renegade offense is going on a 4-3 defense.
This looks to be the Wolverine play. 3 and 2. Wallace gets taken down back at the back stick for a loss of 3.
And they were waiting for that one. Looked like the defense was ready to call.
Loss of 2, correction. 3rd and 9.
You wonder if they'll go with a passing play here or they'll try to do another quarterback draw run for him.
Got a fairly good crowd on hand here tonight at the Veterans Memorial Stadium for this Week 2 matchup. O'Shea Wallace
Just
evades
escapes.
a tackle to the left. Nobody there.
Almost intercepted, too. Almost a diving interception.
That'll set up 4th and 9. Will the Vikings go for it on 4th down, or will they send out Eric Zavala?
Well, I wouldn't call it like a 4-down territory just yet.
If Eric Zavala goes out there, this will be around his high point.
And I believe
But
he
they're
can
not
hit a
going to.
55. A 55 yard is his highest.
Coach Peabody, there we go. He sends the running. This is the Wolverine. Running back gets sent out in motion. O'Shea drops back, looking.
Is that picked off?
It's a pick.
There it is.
So the Renegades were ready for it. And on the pick was number 28, David Stevenson.
Sooner or
from
later,
Bakersfield Christian High School.
Sooner or later, the Renegade defense was going to figure out how to stop that Wolverine play, and they're able to get a pick interception.
That was the Wolverine formation. You could see it at the last second. O'Shea Wallace sent his running back out to become that 5th receiver.
And the defense knew it was coming.
I believe the defense have caught onto it.
They caught onto it. They did. Here's a reverse. Check this out.
Reverse. Plenty of room to run. Now gets taken down. Jacoby Pointer on the run.
Now all of a sudden the Renegades
And
are
now
trying
we
to come
have
up with a
a
play.
Renegades player down on the field at the 34. So it will be an injury timeout on the field as the Renegades will take a look at their injured player. If we can get a number, we will report that to you. That is number 69. 1 second, let me grab his name. Titus Yepes. He's a sophomore offensive lineman from Ridgeview High School in Bakersfield. They're taking a look at his legs. Possibly could have just moved his legs a little bit too far than what should have been.
You mentioned that the offensive line for the Renegades are all wearing knee braces.
They are. Titus is one of them. So while we take a minute here as they take a look at him and make sure he's okay, the athletic training staff out there for the Renegades, what can we expect for the Vikings to do here to try and get back into this game and possibly take that lead? We've seen it. We saw it 2 years ago where the Vikings tied the game late in the fourth quarter. They did not go for two to take the lead. They just took the extra point and took it to overtime. I remember that game. The Vikings ended up winning the coin toss and chose to receive. And on that ensuing drive, down the field, 25 yards, I believe, they had brought the ball down to the 25. It was over on the north end zone. They brought the ball to the 25. And as we see Titus getting picked up off the field, and he will, with a little bit of hobble,
Looks like his
walk off under his own power.
maybe his right leg that's bothering him.
He's limping a little bit on that right side, not putting as much pressure on it. So we'll come out of the injury timeout, and Titus will go get looked at in the Bakersfield medical tent.
You know, just to answer your question really quick, Sean, they're just going to have to execute their plays on defense and offense in order to get back into the game.
Here we go. Handoff up the middle. Brought down at the 33. Gain of 8. 2nd and 2.
And Coach Peabody mentioned this yesterday in the meeting, that he wanted to keep that Renegade offense off the field and that defense on the field. So far in this game, both teams almost ran the exact same plays. So far, Vikings have ran 48 plays tonight to the Renegades 43. So it's been an even offensive production as far as running plays.
Here we go. Shatlin. Snap. Looking. Nobody there.
Here's the
Rolling
pressure.
out. Incomplete.
That pressure coming around to Salter, was able to throw it, but luckily no sack. Be a short 3rd and 2 coming up here for this Renegade offense.
3rd and 2. Bakersfield looking to capitalize. Trying to get the first down. They only need 2 yards. It is possible. They're still on their own half of the field. We've seen it before. Sometimes a passing game can work. Other times they want to stay on the ground. So on a 3rd and 2, Renegades will go with a trips right and a back to the left. He will look. No flag.
Wow, that was a lot of contact.
There was quite a bit of contact there, and the coaches are letting the officials know. There was quite a bit of contact there downfield on that attempted pass.
Yeah, Jalen Richmond not happy with the official. Believe there was a penalty, but no foul call.
Renegade bench yelling at these officials. They can only do their best. They're only human. Back deep to receive for the Vikings, Matthew Dragic. For the first time this evening, we see him in the game. Wide receiver out of Servite. To kick it is Jack Smith. He'll kick it from the 22. End over end. Dragic calls for the fair catch. It's going to take a roll.
Took a
And
Renegade
will
road.
stop at the 20. So the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. So the ball pretty much just split the sides. The kick was from the Renegades 20, and it went to the Vikings 20. So now the Vikings will take over, and we'll see if they can put up some third quarter offense. So far, we've made it through about 10 minutes of the third quarter, and the defense has been able to put up that stop and not allow the Renegades to score.
And let's see who the quarterback still is. Looks like it's Wallace still the quarterback for the Vikings.
O'Shea Wallace still out there at QB. Little flea flicker pass behind, evades a tackle. Now will get taken down at the 22. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Caleb Foster was the carry. There you see those three powerhouses, O'Shea Wallace, Khalil Warren, and T.W. Crozier. Two backs, two receivers on the right. Wallace keeps, and he will get 1 yard on the carry. Phoenix Tusa on the stop for the Renegades. 3rd and 7. Vikings offense once again still wanting to capitalize.
We know Jetty was a quarterback.
Now we see some movement. We see movement on the offensive line. Has Wallace been called off, or is he still down there? Either way, takes the snap, evades the tackle. Right side looking. It's picked off at the 45. Right to the Bakersfield defender. Once again, David Stevenson, his 2nd interception in a matter of minutes. O'Shea Wallace was rolling to his right, looking for his receiver.
And he overthrew his receiver.
He thought he had his man, but he overthrows it right into the hands of Stevenson.
And how about that, Sean? Back-to-back turnovers by this Vikings offense. Now the Renegades have an opportunity to increase their lead.
So the Renegades are right back at it from their own 45. Trips right with a back on his right. Takes the snap, looking, throws to that right side. It's Mekhi Smith, evades a tackle. 30, stays in bounds, taken out at the 20.
All of a sudden, the Vikings defense are getting pushed into the corner. As we seen this last week with the defense, that the defense was out in that field a long time against Riverside.
Mekhi Smith with the reception, brings it all the way down to the Vikings 22-yard line. Trips left, fakes the handoff, goes to his running back who gets swallowed up and will be taken down. Jalen Hankins was the carrier. Gets tackled for a loss of 1. Sets up 2nd and 11 from the 23.
And this is the best thing for the Renegades right now. They're known to drain the play clock. Normally they would hike the ball when it comes to about less than 5 seconds left on that play clock. And right now, looking at the play clock, looks like it's getting close to that number.
Same thing, trips left, back on the left. This time he will throw, and it's going to be incomplete.
Again,
the intended receiver on that side was Jacoby Pointer, who could not come up with it.
And again, that spiral pass far away from the receiver. And here we go, another 3rd down for this Viking defense. Can they get off the field and allow 3 points only?
Here's one of those things that we've talked about before. The Vikings defense in the second half steps up, and they make that stop. Crucial 3rd down in this point of the game for the Renegades. Statler hits his own man. Now he will get swallowed up and will be sacked for a huge loss in the backfield.
Sadler ran into his own offensive lineman. The defense came in and finished the job and gave them a big thank you.
However, there's a flag downfield. Came in from the field judge, Marianne Menlove. If
this is on the Vikings, it'll be a first down. It looks like they're pointing towards the Vikings.
This is a huge, huge call. Holding against the Vikings.
Ouch. Very ouch.
And that's going to it's going to be a spot foul, and it will give the Vikings a first down.
The second
give
time.
the Renegades a first down.
And the second time in this half, Sean, we've seen the Viking defense step up, but again, another penalty pretty much drops it out for them.
Crucial spot for the defense. They take down Statler.
And they keep the drive alive with this penalty.
Now it's first down.
It's like a timeout might have been called.
No timeout. The chain crew was not set up yet. Chain crew was set up just short. Now we have a first down with the possibility of a first down just shy of the goal line. Statler hands off to the running back. He will get swallowed up just right near the line of scrimmage. Jalen Hankins was the ball carrier. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And the Renegades as a team are coming up on 100 yards rushing total so far in the game. They have rushed for 90 yards on 26 carries, 27 carries now.
When they only had 79 last week against Golden West. So improvement on the rushing
and the
side of things.
Vikings rushing offense continues to struggle. They have gone 54 rushes on 23 carries.
Statler, snap, fakes, pass, field, tackled. Number 84, Jacob Gutierrez, the tight end freshman from Bakersfield Christian High School. Brought down by Torion White, one of those players that Coach Peabody told us to take a look at this week. Sets up third and short. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 5-yard line. Statler goes under center for the first time tonight. Snap, handoff, fumble on the play.
Vikings may have got it. They say they have it.
Recovered.
The Vikings say they have it, Sean. Let's see if they give it to them. They're still wrestling for that football in
They're
that
trying
puddle.
to find the football. Who's got it?
That ball changes every couple seconds in that
Fourth
pile.
down for the Renegades. They say Bakersfield came up with the football.
Oh, that would have been a good break for the Vikings defense to get a turnover in the red zone.
Game clock will wind down to the end of the 3rd quarter.
And a fast-paced 3rd quarter, no scoring.
4th and 1. So we head to the 4th quarter in tonight's contest. It's 14-10 in favor of the visiting Bakersfield Renegades. And as the officials set up the ball to move it downfield to the opposite side, they'll move to the opposite 4-yard line for that 4th and 1. Bakersfield last week in week 1, they were 1 for 2 on their 4th down tries. They were 1 for 2 on the 4th down conversion.
And they were three for 4 in the red zone as well last week.
So we look towards the last 15 minutes of play in the ball game. Edward, what more has to be done?
They have to execute your plays. That's what Coach Peabody was saying yesterday, that they need to execute their plays. As we take a look at the Viking show band, that's as they are right there.
They are out there playing California Love.
But to answer your question, they just have to execute their plays on defense. And in that 3rd quarter, there were a lot of blown opportunities for turnovers. Both offenses did not score. the Renegade offense all of a sudden has emerged. They gotten close.
Red zone offense for the Renegades. They have punched the core once on offense. That was all the way back in the first quarter.
The first quarter.
That was the first rushing touchdown. Bakersfield looking for their second rushing touchdown of the game.
But we mentioned the Vikings defense only gave up 14 points last week. They gave up 0 in that third quarter.
Statler, hands off to White.
White, nice play.
Leap, and he will
He hurdled over his defender.
get into the end zone for the Renegade touchdown.
He hurdled over his defensive player. What an amazing athleticism by number 1, by Smith.
Makai Smith on a little flea flicker backwards rotation. He rolled around to that right side of the field, to the front corner of the end zone, leaped over the defender, and in. What a play. So now from one Smith to another, here's Jack Smith for the extra point, goes up, and it is wide right. No good.
That could come back and hurt the Renegades because now the Vikings just need a touchdown in the field goal to tie this game. They would need 2 touchdowns to win the game.
10-point game with 14:53. Here's
And
a
that was
replay.
Here's a slow-mo. And just watch Smith, how he hurdles over the defender. Just great athleticism.
Defender goes down low to
And
try
he goes
and make
high.
the stop.
You say he goes low, but he goes high.
When I say jump, you say how high.
And yeah, he said how high. I'm 5'11". How high you want me to jump?
And Makai Smith got that jump. He was ready for it.
And that was a 7-play, 55-yard drive by Bakersfield. Now they have a 10-point lead. But again, that missed extra point can come back and hurt later on if the Vikings can get another score.
TW Crozier, Matthew Berengi.
Because still a two-possession game. Still two-possession game.
TW Crozier and Matthew Berengi back deep for your Vikings. Jack Smith at the 35 to kick it off. I don't think Bakersfield goes for an onside here.
Well, it's not like the NFL with the new rules that you have to tell your opponent, hey, I'm going to do an onside kick. Get ready.
That's true. End-over-end kick. It will not go to the end zone.
Oh, he dropped it.
A muffed kick. Evades the tackle. Now will get brought down at the 10-yard line.
I tell you, Sean, that was a bad situation that
And
could
we
have
have
gone worse.
another Renegade player down on the field. It's number 20, Nathaniel Wallace, the freshman defensive back from Garces High School. He went down after the tackle. It was, I want to say, TW Crozier that was back that muffed the catch. And the ball went to the ground. He was able to pick it up, but then the defenders were right there waiting for him, and they just got him down. Good to see Nathaniel Wallace sitting up. He's a little shaken up after that tackle. He's going to put his helmet back on, and he will jog off the field with no assistance. Good to see. And now the Vikings will take the field for the first time in the fourth quarter. And here we go. Just like Coach Peabody said, Alan Fournette, the third quarterback, is in the game for your Vikings. Fakes a handoff to his left side. He throws. Shakes a tackle, gets upfield for a gain of about 15, maybe 16. Vikings first down. Little thing for Alan Fournette. He's a 6'1" freshman quarterback from Del Val High School in Texas.
And even Coach Peabody mentioned he's a really good player at quarterback.
He will take the snap, looking left side.
Intercepted.
It's intercepted at the 40. Now he will get taken down at the 32.
Another interception, Sean.
It's D'Antonio Hackworth with the interception. Sophomore defensive back from George Bush High School in Richmond, Texas. Second
Consecutive interception.
second throw for Fournette in this game results in a pick, giving Bakersfield much more competitive offense from the 30-yard line of the Vikings. Statler, snap, fake handoff, left side, open man. Number
There
21
was contact.
is
There's a
caught.
flag.
Flags come in. That's going to be a pass interference on the Vikings.
There was contact prior to that pass as well, and referee saw it, and they threw the penalty marker.
Not good for the Vikings. Pass interference. It's going to move them half the distance to the goal. Pass interference occurred at the 20. Here's the call. Bakersfield will decline the penalty and take the first down. Brings the ball up to the Vikings' 16-yard line. Handoff, middle of the field, swallowed up. Taken down just short of the first down. Gets up to the 8-yard line. It was Jadaniels Nettles from Escambia Academy High School with the carry. We
Was that
have an
just a
injured
stoppage?
Viking
Injured player on the
after
field.
after the play. Possibly just a leg cramp in that right leg. It's kind of stiff. He will stand up. That is number 7, Torion White. Looks like he may have just gotten a little bit of a cramp in that right leg, so he's going to hobble off on his own power. Nothing too crazy here. Bakersfield will come back out. 2nd and 2. Clock at 13 minutes, 36 seconds in the fourth quarter. Your score, 20-10. Bakersfield looking to capitalize on their 4th interception of the game. Sends the tight end in motion. Snap. Fake handoff.
Sack.
Down he goes.
Again with the rollout, and the defender was ready at that time.
Statler had nowhere to go. And it's Zeph Misa, the returning defensive tackle. That's big for the Vikings. That was a big, big stop and a sack for Zeph Misa. He gets up there, puts the pressure on Statler. Statler just says, you know what? I'll just take this. Trips left, back on the right. Handoff, throws to the running back on the right
And he
side.
dropped it.
And it is incomplete. Intended for Jadaniels Nettles on that right side, the running back. 4th and 11. And Jack Smith will be looking for a 33-yard field goal. Kick is up. And it's good.
And that's actually their first field goal made of the season. They had a field goal miss last week against Golden West.
So make it 1 for 3 on the season for field goals for Bakersfield.
And the best time for them to make that first field goal, too.
That brings the score 23 to
10.
10. 13-point lead. It's now a 2-score game for the Vikings. 2 touchdowns would give them the lead. With 12:42 left in the game, anything's possible. I do believe.
Well, it's still a 2-possession game, regardless of the field. They just need 2 touchdowns. But again, that extra point still might hurt because that would have been a 24 to 10 instead of 14 points, a 13-point deficit for the Vikings, who's been really struggling on offense in the second half. No points in the second half. Actually, no points since the first quarter.
Jack Smith at the 35 to kick it off. Back deep. T.W. Crozier, Matthew Berengi, they are the designated return men. They set up around the 5-yard line. Smith signals ready. Kick is up.
Oh, again, he missed it.
He will go for the return and get swallowed up at the 5-yard line.
Another missed opportunity on special teams. And again, the Vikings are going to get pinned deep in their own territory.
Had, let's see. Had our receiver let that ball bounce,
Could have been
more
a
than
touchback.
likely you would have seen it roll to the, because it had a good roll. More than likely you would have seen it go into the end zone for a touchback, and the Vikings would have been up to the 25. However, that's not the case. Tackled at the 6-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 6. Fournette, handoff, fakes the handoff. Now he'll roll to his left. He's going to run. Has plenty of room to run. Now gets taken down at the 16. Good enough for a Viking first down.
And great speed by Fournette. He took off running, and he's got speed.
Vikings go for a trips left formation with a back to the left. Fournette looking for the hard count. Trying to gain that extra field position if possible. Play clock at 10. Fournette almost looks like he doesn't know the play. Another fake handoff over to the left side. He'll throw and get taken down at the 20. Mark at the 21. The 21-yard line is where they will spot it. Matthew Berengi, the receiver.
And they're going on a no huddle again.
Now trips right with the back to the right. Bakersfield makes the moves. 4-3-4 on the defense. Fournette looking and just throws it out of bounds.
Saw a defender coming, a lineman coming right at him, had to throw it away at the last second.
So once again, we have to start thinking.
4-down territory? I would say yes. Down 13 in the fourth quarter. You got to do something to keep this drive going. You don't want to give the ball back to them.
Do you try and stay on the ground and try and get a one-up on the defense here? Fournette, snap, looking, middle. No catch. Ball goes well away. Umpire gets run into. He stays on his feet.
The second time we've seen an official get hit.
Luke Davis right in the middle of the action. The umpires in football, they're right in the middle.
You know, it's too bad they don't have the referee camera like they do in the NFL. You can see a close hand on deck.
That would be
very interesting to see.
At this level, a referee cam would be amazing. At the 45.
Want to put a referee camera on you? You want to be a referee?
At the 45
I'll volunteer you.
to receive is Mekhi Smith. He'll call for the fair catch and let the ball roll. And it will get a good Viking roll to the 33.
How about a big opportunity here, Sean, for Bakersfield? They have a chance to run this clock down and pretty much put the icing on the cake in tonight's matchup.
Unless the defense can turn it around. Now see,
You wonder how exhausted that defense is. They've been out there a lot in the second half.
you see Coach Peabody out there most likely wondering, thinking to himself, what do I got to tell these guys?
Well, I mean, they
What
got
can
out
I-
to a
what can
good
I get-
start.
What can I get in their head?
It's just more, as he mentioned before, as missed opportunities was why the reason they're down. There was a lot of opportunities. They had to keep their lead.
Handoff to the running back, who goes to his left, gets up to the 35, and will be taken down. David Smith was that running back from Garces High School. Another injured Viking on the field. That's number 3, Travis Mookie Davis, who is a little shaken up after that play. And he comes down after the play. He will be brought up, and he'll walk off on his own power, or jog off, which is good. It's not a timeout. The play clock, the referee has the option to run the play clock if the offense takes too long on an injury timeout like that. Just over 10 and a half left to play in this contest. Clock will run. Bakersfield, 2 on the right and 1 on the left with 2 backs, 1 on either side. I believe that's I don't know the exact name.
As you notice, the play clock going down.
Play clock winding under 5, just like Coach Peabody said. Handoff to David Smith.
And
He
meanwhile,
gets up to the 39.
there's a new quarterback on the field for the Renegades. It's Vincent Ingana, number 17. He's actually been in this game tonight, too. He's 5 of 13 for 101 yards. So he's been splitting the offense with Stadler tonight.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. I did not notice that the Renegades had switched out their quarterbacks. Thank you for bringing
Well,
that
their
up.
numbers almost look the same, so you can tell if it was 17 or 13.
So, yes, we have Vincent Igoa from Frontier High School in at quarterback for the Renegades now. He will call for the snap, looking, middle.
Oh, and he caught that in double
Caught.
coverage.
First down for the Renegades. It's number 8, Jalen Richmond. Jonah Martinez with the stop for the Vikings. Good play by the Renegades there. Igoa was looking, and he couldn't find anybody. Then he sees Richmond right in front of him and gets it to him.
And meanwhile, another opportunity to drain this clock down. 8 minutes, 55 seconds going again on the play clock. Down to 4.
5, 4, 3, 2. Snap. Handoff. Right side. Smith will not go anywhere this time. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, which is at midfield.
And as Coach Peabody mentioned, this was a must-win game as we look at the schedule. Next Saturday, they're out on the road to Southwestern. Then on the 28th, they'll be back here. The Vikings will be back here against San Bernardino, which is the start of conference play. Then we go into October. October 5th, they will go to Cerritos College to face the Falcons. On the
Crosstown Cup.
The Crosstown Cup on the 7th, they'll take on East LA College on the road, so they'll be on the road for 2 weeks. And then on the 26th, they will host Orange Coast for the annual homecoming game for the Vikings, the next 5 matchups for the football team.
After that game against East LA, the Vikings will take their bye week as Smith goes up the right side, evades a tackle. Now will get brought down at the 43 for a gain of 8.
So what would you think Coach Peabody will have to address his team about possibly starting the season 0-2?
Well, I don't think it is what Coach Peabody or any of the coaches were looking for the start of this year. As we mentioned in that interview, Coach Peabody said that they need to consider this game a must-win. They were going to put their all out there, and they have so far.
They have so far. There's no doubt about that.
There have been a few mistakes. Oh, boy. That's going to be a free play for Bakersfield.
And they made a play
But
as well.
they made it. Mekhi Smith on the free play. Downfield to the 9-yard line. Bakersfield will decline the penalty. They'll decline the penalty since they got the first down.
A little bit exchange of Aaron Rodgers when it comes to making plays on free plays.
The hard count got the Vikings to jump.
For the second time in the half.
7:05 and running.
As they'll look at the play clock again.
They
The
will
Renegades are
reset the
known
play
to
clock.
Renegades are known to drain the play clock all the way down to about 5 seconds, and that's where they get the ball going. Right now it's at 20. And usually they break the huddle with about 15, 14 left on the play clock, and
Just as you said.
coming up on 10 seconds. See if they hold off long enough to hike the ball.
2 backs on either side.
3 seconds
I
left. and
go a hands off to David Smith. He'll get brought down at the 5 for a gain of 4. 2nd and goal. And yeah, the Renegades are at this point. If they put it in the end zone, that seals the deal. If they settle for a field goal, that still will more than likely see the end of the game for them. 6 minutes and running. Renegades will take their time as they wait for the play clock to go down. That is something that Coach Peabody warned us about. Bakersfield, they did it last year. They're doing it again this year.
this time they didn't get it off in time.
Now we have a timeout taken on the field by the Renegades.
I think they took a little extra time on that one, Sean.
So as we look ahead to next week, your Vikings will travel down south to San Diego Southwestern out there in El Cajon. No,
Nice place to go.
not El Cajon. My apologies. It is in... my apologies, folks. San Diego Southwestern is down there in...
Yeah, what, you planning your vacation already?
I don't know. Help me out. Do you know where it is?
You brought it up.
All we know is that they're going down to play Southwestern.
And again, they'll be back here on the 28th against San Bernardino College.
And you can catch that game right here on Viking Sports, as we will be broadcasting all 5 home football games this season. And this season, the schedule sets up pretty much the same as it did last year, only this time the teams have flipped. As we see the handoff, fake handoff, quarterback keeper, and he'll be brought down for a loss at the 10-yard line. Good job by the Vikings defense to go down there and make the stop and bring down.
Vikings have all 3 timeouts. You wonder if Coach Peabody will start using his timeouts to conserve time.
5 minutes, 15 seconds, and rolling. 3rd and goal, 9-yard line, right where they started. Igoa, snap, fake handoff to the left side, evades a tackle, and will get pushed out of bounds at the 5. Brings
That
up
was a pass they called.
Brings up fourth and goal from the 5-yard line.
Looks like they're going for a field goal.
Renegades will go for the field goal. Jack Smith looking to make it 2 for 3 on the night. I believe that's Jack Smith down there. I could be wrong. Actually, it looks like a different number. 59, possibly. Either way, kick is up,
Good.
and it's good.
So 4:29 left in the contest. It's 26-10, Bakersfield Renegades.
58. It was not Jack Smith. It was number 58, Carlos Villa, or Villa.
Well, let me ask you this question, partner. Since we're going into near the end of this contest, Vikings are 0-2.
Bakersfield 1-1.
Petty did okay sort of tonight. Do you continue with him, or do you consider looking at your other quarterbacks and see what I got here?
Well, it looks to me like Coach Peabody is sort of pulling an NFL type stunt, where in the preseason you'll see
Your backups?
you'll see the backup quarterbacks come in for maybe 1 or 2 quarters, and then once the season starts, you get your starters in there. Jet Petty was in there for the first half, O'Shea Wallace in the third quarter, Alan Fournette in the fourth quarter, just to get a feel for who they are and what they can do in game. Now it is Jack Smith who will kick it away from the 35. Caught at the 5. Brought down at the 20. That was Dylan Clark, our wide receiver. On the game for this evening. For Jet Petty, he went 15 for 33, got 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
And a lot of those interceptions tonight turned to points off turnovers, especially for the Renegades offense.
And then Alan Fournette comes
back.
in, and the second snap he sees, he throws a pick. Fournette will take the snap, looking left side. Incomplete, ball falls just short.
But this is a good opportunity for Fournette, though. As a freshman, he's getting playing time. He's getting the experience to learn this system, to learn his offense, because he could be called up any time to step up.
Our intended receiver, Caleb Foster, couldn't come up with that throw. 2nd and 10. Vikings continue to run with a trips right formation and the running back on the left, and also another far receiver. Now, here we go. Running back goes out for the 5th man. This is the Wolverine. Fournette looking, rolling.
Comes the pressure.
Nowhere to go.
Oh, he got picked up.
Wow.
What a hit.
And we have another Viking defender that is a little shaken up after the play. He's going to stay down there on the field.
That looked like a body slam.
It was number 71. Number 71 is the injured player. That's Michael Salinas. He tried to keep the defenders away from Alan Fournette, but Fournette just could not. The Wolverine, I got to say, Bakersfield's defense has picked up on that Wolverine play.
They have. They the last 3 times that the Vikings had run it, the Renegades came up with a response to it.
Fournette just could not roll out of that pocket in enough time.
As you
Pocket collapses, and Fournette just gets
yeah, it looks like he was picked up and body slammed.
And yeah, the defender on that. Could there?
You don't normally see that, though.
Could there have been an unnecessary roughness call? Yes.
Well, I'll tell you one reason why, Sean, it should have been, because first of all, this is not the World Wrestling Federation. They don't allow you to do that, especially in the game of football.
That's true. Body slamming the quarterback is not very nice.
Especially with the height of the quarterback, that could be very costly as an injury.
3rd and 26 for the Vikings. They're going to try and run Wolverine again. Running back goes out. Fournette looking. He's got room. He will get stopped at the 10 and grabbed. At this point, do the Vikings just go for it on 4th down? Do they send the punt team out and just let the game roll?
Well, given the
That's what's going to happen.
Well, given the position where they're at, deep in their territory, I mean, you don't want to go for it on fourth down because, you know, a missed fourth down, they'll get the ball right back in good field position and they can get another touchdown.
That's what's going to happen. Vikings are going to punt it away. John Montoya deep in his own end zone. Mekhi Smith down around the
over the head. It's going to be a safety.
That will be a safety. So
that's going to cost them some points.
2 points will go on the board on a bad snap. 28-10 now with 3 minutes left. Very bad snap.
I tell you, Sean, it's been a nightmare second half for the Vikings.
As we look at Coach Peabody walking down the field, down his sideline,
he does not look happy.
He is not
happy.
I don't think he's enjoying this.
Well, I mean,
he's watching the struggles here,
and this has been a nightmare second half for the Vikings. No points. They haven't scored since the first quarter, so they've been shut out 3 straight quarters.
It's been 28 unanswered points for.
You look at the second half. This was still a close game. This was still a 14-10 game.
It was a 14-10 game, and now it just so happens
another 14 points.
That it's another 14 points in the second.
Well, they haven't given up more than 14. Last week they only gave up 14 in the second half to the Jaguars.
With a safety out the back of the end zone, the Vikings will kick it away. The Vikings will kick off from the 20 on a safety in the end zone. So they'll try it again, back deep to receive for Bakersfield. Mekhi Smith is out there. Jalen Richmond is back there. Vikings special teams, needs to get out there. So we will see Eric Zavala set up for the kick from the 20. The kick will not be from the 35 because it was a safety. Calls the ready for play. Kick is up and away. Fair catch called for.
Well, he forgot to call. He forgot.
He's asking the referee, why are you blowing the play dead?
I guess he forgot he called fair catch.
Mekhi Smith clearly, you could see it, waves his hand indicating a fair catch, which is why the referee, Ralph Aranda,
and he's still going, I didn't call fair catch.
Blows the play dead. So now under 3 minutes to play.
Was the coaching staff are talking to the referee about that fair catch call?
Conversation right now between the coaches and the line judge, Chris Marr.
Smith just kept saying that he just put his hands up to try to catch it. He didn't even signal the fair catch.
I saw his arm wave. I saw a fair catch.
He's going to know when he watches the film tomorrow. I mean, there's some things you can forget with a 16-point lead.
Right side. Evades a tackle. Nobody's there. Now he'll get brought down at the 38-yard line.
We're seeing the true strength of this Bakersfield Renegade offense. They are running the ball heavy, as Coach Peabody told us about this week.
So we look towards next week. Your Vikings take on Southwestern next Saturday at 6 o'clock.
That'll be the last matchup before conference play starts on the 28th.
What is something that we saw last year? The Vikings were all over San Diego Southwestern here at home last year. Can they pick up that momentum and go for it again this year? As a handoff goes left side of the field to Jacoby Pointer.
Well, here, let me answer your question, Sean, about that. When they see this film either tomorrow or Monday, they just have to, the coaching staff and Coach Peabody has to address, this game is over. It's in the books. It's in the past. We just have to bury this, learn from the mistakes that occurred, and move on and focus on the next opponent. because maybe going on the road will help them gain that confidence that the offense actually needs. Because again, 2 minutes left in this game, they haven't scored since the first quarter. They've been shut out. The offense has been struggling so far this season. Last week against last week against Riverside, they put up 21 points, but they scored only 7 points in each of those 4 quarters last week.
So far, the Vikings have only scored 31 points in 2 games, and they've allowed their opponents to now score 72 points in 2 games.
And then not compared to last season's offense, where they were actually up in the scoreboards. They were scoring points. Meanwhile, there's a referee conference.
A conference going on in the middle of the field between the officials. Not sure what that was about. The officials will break their huddle. Referee will give his ready for play signal.
Vikings still have 3 timeouts. I'm not sure if they're going to use all those 3 timeouts.
Handoff to David Smith up the middle. Taken down for a gain of 3 to the 24.
And this isn't something that the Vikings did not want either, Sean. The defense, again, was out there a lot tonight. Just like last week, the defense has been carrying this team. But unfortunately, when the offense doesn't prevail, the defense is out there longer, and they get exhausted as deeper the game goes on.
At this point, the Renegades are just going to wind down that clock. They don't really need to make any more plays, but they're going to anyway. Egoa. Snap at 1 second. Handoff to Pointer, who gets taken down at the 25.
And let me bring one more thing up, Sean, as this game winds down. In the first 15 minutes, Bakersfield allowed the Vikings.
Long Beach will take their first time out of the half.
In the first 15 minutes, Sean, the Vikings put up 10 points. This Renegade defense has shut out this Vikings offense in the last 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes of this game.
It's a tough one. This is another tough one to take. You take the tough loss to the state champs at Riverside last week, 44.
And we know how tough they are, as Coach Peabody said. They're the champs. It's hard to go toe-to-toe with the champions.
These players, they want to win. They show the agility that they want to win.
And he also mentioned about the quarterback position, about Jeff Petty. He believes he's got the potential to lead this offense, and he does have a caliber receivers he can throw the ball to.
For one final time, we will see the Bakersfield offense take the snap. He will hand off to his running back, who will go up the middle. And now
a little bit of jaw jacking between the two teams. I think you want to be doing that.
It's going to be 3rd and 8. 4th and 8. Timeout on the field. Second timeout by Long Beach.
They have one left, and I wonder if they're going to kick another field goal here or punt the ball. I mean, the Vikings have only given up 14 points in the second half. If they score here, it'll be 17, which will so far be a high this season in the second half.
With 38 seconds left, I see Bakersfield possibly with the 40-second play clock. I don't see them running another play here. I see them taking the knee.
Well, I take the knee. It's 4th down.
Well,
the scoreboard says 4th down. I think you're looking at your Madden. I think it's 2nd or 3rd down. I think you forgot to play the last 2 downs there. You had it on pause. That's why.
Well, 4th down. Renegades offense stays on the field. They will make one final play. Left side, pass, running, open field, taken down.
And again, someone loses a helmet.
Nowhere, it's about a yard short of the first down. Clock will stop. Vikings will go out there and attempt maybe 1 or 2 Hail Marys. down the field. You never know.
Well, at this
what
point, you
Alan
got to try
Fournette-
something. You got to try something to get points.
You never know what Alan Fournette may have in his arm. He may have a he may have a 60 or 70-yard throw down the field. You never know. Anything can happen. 31 seconds. A chance to at least lower the deficit just barely.
One more player checking in. Let's see how far if they try to throw this.
O'Shea Wallace back in the game at quarterback to take the last snaps of the game. Right side caught. 30, stays on his feet.
Should just get out of bounds.
Runs out of bounds. Clock will stop. 23 seconds.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where you just catch the ball, just get out of bounds and preserve time.
O'Shea Wallace will look for another. We have 3 and 2. I wouldn't say this is Wolverine. All 5 of them set up there. Wallace, right side, caught, 40, down. Clock continues to run. Coach Peabody not using his last timeout. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0, didn't get it off in time.
Timeout at 1 second.
Well, the clock says 0, so I'm not sure what happens here.
Timeout at 1 second. Coach Peabody used his last timeout with 1 second. He's going to set it up for one final. They'll look for one final Hail Mary pass to get. In order to get the touchdown, they're at the 40-yard line. That's 60 yards they have to go down the field on a launched pass to get a touchdown and lower the deficit.
You think we could see the statue, the Stanford marching band?
The Stanford marching band.
Think it's a little too late to call them down here and try to get a touchdown with the marching band?
What? What are you saying?
You never seen the Stanford marching band?
No.
You got a lot to learn.
I guess. I guess. So for one final attempt, O'Shea Wallace will look. He will roll.
He's
he will
going
run.
for
He
it.
will throw. Middle of the field caught. This will be the ball game, folks. Your final score: Bakersfield College 28, Long Beach City College Vikings 10. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Join us back here on September 28th, 6 o'clock kickoff. Your Vikings will take on the San Bernardino College football team.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Viking Sports.
Have a good night, everybody.